Welcome to Retrobot, the YouTube channel where we feed a friendly space robot, this guy, a diet of pure nostalgia. That's right, pal. Good to see you back and by my side, doing the co-host with the Robo-most thing. See? Thank you. Did you just order a pizza? Oh, good. Well, pizza's yummy. So yes, we are back. I'm Clay, this is Retrobot, and we are here tonight to talk about Blaster. Look at that, there's a whole bunch of Blasters still to talk about. It's so exciting. Oh my gosh, it's Blaster. So anyway, but before we get to that, we've got a show and tell, because we like to show and and tell and show and do things. So thank you for that. All right, so first thing that I want to talk about here is I got a treat last week at D&E Collectibles, which doesn't sponsor the show, but gosh, we just love them. So, you know, shout out to D&E Collectibles. They have so many good things. And every time I come in there, they have more stuff that I really want to buy. And then they had this. That's right. For those of you in the know, this is a Leo Convoy from Beast Wars the Second, which was a Japan-only line. This is, see, when I first saw that Beast Wars was a thing, way back in the day, back in those shameful times when I was one of the truck nut monkey guys, I'm owning it, but I'm not proud of it. I thought, you know, why is Optimus Prime a gorilla? That doesn't make sense. He should be a lion. Well, in Beast Wars the Second, I know, I'm sorry, but you know, I was uneducated. I was young. I was, you know, I had a mullet. It was a hard time for everyone. So I know, yeah, don't picture it. But so in Japan, they had Leo Convoy, which was a very Optimus Prime-y looking guy that turned into a white and gold lion. This toy is amazing. I have had him out of the box, and at some point we will have to do a short circuit all about this guy because he's really, really cool. So we have that. We also just responding to and Brick, aka Don, says party in the back, nothing in the front. Yeah, well, at least I still got something on top. That's, I mean, at my age, I was promised since I was a very young child that I would be completely bald by the time I was 20, and I still have some hair. So, yeah, it may not be the Shatner Turbo 250 that Mr. Brick Woad has on his head, but there's hair there. So, screw you, genetics. So anyway, responding to some comments that I saw during our Monday, our Case of the Mondays impromptu live stream, I thought that I'd pull this out. This is something that I did during a chill stream that we did. What was it? That last night? The other night? Boy, my days are running together. But I had showed slicks or skids. I just got skids, and Brick had asked to show him next to JP93 because you know, like my memory was that these two vehicles looked really, really close, and now that I've got them side by side, they are really not the same geometry at all. The ghost of Christmas past. Okay. So yeah, they do not share the same geometry, but I'm a little bit shocked because so far I have not figured out what other molds this may be based off of, and it's hard for me to imagine that Hasbro would make a mold just for this exclusive and not use the geometry for anything else. But I kind of think that's what they did for the Time Machine, the Back to the Future Time Machine, and Ectotron. So yeah, we're searching. I feel like this vehicle looks a lot like the vehicle mode of X-Brawn. I could easily see this geometry getting used for a new version of X-Brawn in the Legacy line in the next year or so. So who knows? We'll keep our eyes open. But yeah, so we have that, and then another thing that was called out during that stream, and this was Rob who I think it was Rob who had said this, was to show the packaging side by side and see if the side art for the Legacy packaging was all part of one image, and it sure is. Look at that. Now, it looks like these little pipe things at the top don't quite line up, but everything else, that is one image. Good eye, Rob. Huh? Look at the big brain on that guy. So that's kind of cool. I didn't even realize it. Now that I think about it, yeah, it's pretty obvious, but you know what? I didn't pick up on it. Nope. So that's a little bit of that stuff. Also, it was just yesterday that I did that Patreon exclusive stream. So we did our first Patreon exclusive chill stream last night, and oh boy, it was some amazing content. I lost parts and took the camera around to look for parts that were on the floor. But more importantly, I fixed Oil Slick. Many of you may remember that Oil Slick fell victim to the curse of Till All Are Broken on the April 1st live stream, and his shoulder broke off completely. And it was right at this joint right here. And so you can see here, let's see. So the glue, or the paint is now dry. Now the paint is glossy, whereas the rest of him has a matte finish, and the color is just a little bit lighter. But other than that, that joint is functioning beautifully. So I'm really happy that Oil Slick is back in one piece and looking pretty close to how he did originally. So yeah, that was a nice repair using my patented super glue and thread technique. I was pretty happy with that. So Oil Slick is back in the world of the living, and that's pretty cool. And if you're a Patreon member, then you get to see me do that, because we're doing stuff like that now. We also have, this is one that Monica just found today at Target in Butler. This is Terror Claws Skeletor. So he is 90s fabulous in his electric purple half shirt, and he has his clawed boxing gloves right here. Those are great, and there's like little mechanisms that make him flail his arms around and stuff like that. So yeah, Terror Claws Skeletor. It's Terror Claws Skeletor. Enough said. Oh, really? Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, so then I'll bring that up. So Retrobot was just reminding me, since I brought up our Patreon stuff, we are mailing out our first Button Club packs with free stickers. So look at we got stickers, look at those. We got Webby riding Godzilla and Blaster Master and Retrobot. Oh my gosh, look at those, yeah. Yeah, right? And by the way, so I've got my Blaster Master shirt on for tonight's live stream. We just got these in. I'm excuse me. I had a piece of candy, and there's a peanut, and the peanut is like, you know, the little like that little coating around the nut itself, like that sort of tissue papery thing that sort of, yeah, that's there's a little flake of that right there, and it doesn't want to go away. So if I just convulsively cough for the rest of the evening, well, I just want to let people know. Sorry. But anyway, so yeah, anyway, by the way, just as a side note, and I know this is a whole bunch of stuff all at once, but our TeePublic site, it's 30% off right now. So, you know, if you want a shirt like this one, or a shirt that looks like that, or even a shirt that looks like that, or any of a couple dozen other designs for shirts, pillows, or mugs, or whatever they do on TeePublic, then you can go and get stuff like that. We also have stickers. Everybody loves stickers. Look, there's stickers. Oh my gosh, everybody loves stickers, except for when there's stickers on toys that won't come off. And yeah, this is one of my favorite images that Monica did, and I'm really happy to see it back in circulation. That is Alien Pinkie Pie. It's the tongue, you know? It's the tongue that makes the image, right? And then she also recently got to do artwork for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is pretty freaking awesome. And then we've got Contra Monster, because if you've played Contra, you know. So yeah, we got stickers. Are they scratch and sniff stickers? Okay. Here, wait, let me. Yeah. They smell like sticker. They smell like sticker. See, I couldn't stick the landing on that joke. Oh gosh, give me a Price is Right veil. I've earned it. So, are they scratch and sniff? Yeah, they are. They smell like sticker. Oh, yay! I did the joke, all right. Oh, gosh, see, we're not just gonna let a joke like that go. No, we will say the joke over and over again until we get it right. And then we'll say the joke over and over again, because, you know, we need to get a lot of mileage out of this stuff. So that is our show and tell, and so yeah, that's it. So before we let's see, do I need to say that part? Yes. Okay. Good. So before I jump off of everything else, this is the pitch. If you want to get loot and watch more videos, then join our Patreon. It helps us immensely, and you get rewards. And I'm just gonna be straight with you. I'm still adjusting to the whole idea of Patreon, and it's kind of uncomfortable for me to even have it. But you know, we're trying to do something really cool here. So we really do appreciate all the help that we get. And for those of you that aren't joining the Patreon and aren't in a position to, or just don't want to, it's okay. I still love you because you're here. And all of you are super important to us, because without you, the show doesn't exist. So thank you, everyone. And especially thank you to our patrons who are helping us to actually pay for all the stuff that I have to buy to do this. So thank you. At this point, we toast. And I just happen to have a delicious can of Retrobot soda. Retrobot Cola. Yeah, it's delicious and nutritious. So, a toast to Dawn. This is not a product, by the way. We don't sell this. A toast to Tie Guy. A toast to Danny T. A toast to Joy. Joy to the live stream. Oh yeah. A toast to Nathan Fillion. A toast to Connie. A toast to Lyric. A toast to Cadence. A toast to Rob S. A toast to Colini. A toast to Hope. Hi, Hope. A toast to Mike D. Hello, Michael. A toast to Christopher Remley. Howdy, sir. And a toast to Setsune. Welcome, Setsune. And of course, the biggest toast, the one with the most, is for my lovely and talented wife, without whom none of this would be possible, Monica. No, okay, you and Retrobot, He's such a diva. I heard Star Wars blasters in the back. That's great. All right, so, as we call it in Ohio, retro pop. See, I think that Setsune was referring to the retro cola, but I was kind of using that to refer to the disco music. I call that retro pop. That's what I got. These are the jokes, folks. This is as good as it gets. All right, so thank you. All right. I guess I can take JP93 and Skids off the table for the moment. So, got some retro cola coming back.
Nannerpuss, and guess what? I love paint.
Okay, well. You know, when you have the music and you have the van, you know what's going to happen. People are going to start firing machine guns into the ground, like right at your feet. That's how you win wars. Thank you. So, all right, let's talk about some Blaster. We got Blaster here. We got a bunch of blasters. This is Blaster Part 2. We started our Blaster live stream, 8 weeks ago? Something like that? Like about 2 months. And we did not get through it because, of course, with Blaster comes related characters like cassettes and comparisons to Soundwave and repaints that are Soundwave and versions of Blaster that we don't have, but we do have the version that was, well, Soundwave. So let's go ahead and let's take a look here at some other blasters that we didn't get to look at last time. And I'm gonna kind of move some things out of the way. We got some boxes, and actually I should probably move this away. Okay, this this, there, and then this, and let's go ahead. Thank you. Thank you. That's. Are you doing this? Like, is this you?
Roger, Roger.
If Retrobot has picked up on Battle Droid quotes, then I'm in real trouble. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna brighten up this image. You know, it looked good when everything was there, and now it looks a little bit dim. So there we go. We've got some brightness going on. This is Unique Toys Sound Mixer. Unique Toys is a third-party company, and this was released in 2014, and. This one is, this is a really nice version of Blaster. I'm just going to start by saying this is a really nice version of Blaster. This one, let's look at the packaging, since we have packaging. You know, we oftentimes don't have packaging for this older stuff, but we did just get this one for this live stream, actually. It was also at D&E Collectibles, and they had it, and we picked it up, and it's cool. So we've got some great looking box art here, and so this is Sound Mixer. It's not Blaster. It's Blaster. You know it's Blaster. We've got a product shot here that looks really nice. That almost looks like a computer model. That might be a computer model, because that does not look like a photograph. And then we've got a picture here that again looks like the same computer model, and we've got him in his robot mode, and he comes with armor, but this one didn't have it. This one did not have the armor, and then we've got some pictures of the transform. So this one we. I have noticed that in addition to not having the armor, it's missing a little piece on the bottom of this foot right here. Other than that, it does have the cassette which comes with it. We got a cassette here, and it's, other than missing that and not having the armor, it's actually in very, very nice shape. I have to say that before I got to the most recent version of Blaster, I would probably say that this is one of the nicest versions that they have done. Except that Hasbro didn't do it. And I think that the size is nice. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's actually a very comfortable size. I like all the detail that is here. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more so that you can really appreciate all that this toy has to offer. So you can see that the molding is very nice. The speakers have a lot of detail in them. There's a lot of little grooves and things and little doodads and whatnots. Buttons and things that aren't functional buttons. They don't do anything like that. But it does look nice. The colors are kind of dark. You know, they're not super bright colors, but they're not bad by any means. And he looks like what he's supposed to be. The detail continues on the side here, where you've got some very nice detail painting here, and then you've got the back, which, the back is the back. You get to see some of the robot garbage, which is not overly obtrusive. It is what it is. It doesn't break the toy. It's just there. There is this panel here that comes up, and I think that that's just so that when he's in robot mode and you want to get the leg elevated all the way, if this kind of codpiece here is in the way, it can pivot up and allow Blaster to sit on the throne inside Thruster. So that's an important thing. That's a GoBots reference for the 2 or 3 people that got it. So so there we go. Let's go ahead and let's turn him into a robot. As there are no functioning buttons. There's no eject button. Yeah, just so that you know, there is no eject button. And so, yeah, if you want to open the door, you just open the door. The door opens, though. And the fact that the door opens is pretty cool. So that's so that's pretty awesome. And the fact that it does come with a cassette. If I can get the door to open. You saw me do it once. And it does come with a cassette, which is pretty cool. And I will show you that once we get it into robot mode. But yeah, no eject button, no functional buttons, but still a really nice looking version and very playable. Let's go ahead and start taking him apart. Well, not taking him apart. We're not gonna break him, Dawn. We're just gonna transform him. So we need to dislodge these front panels here, and that frees up the legs. And then this panel here, this is just going to fold right into the back there. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And then we can also fold that right down against the leg and fold that right down against the leg and then straighten that out and straighten that out. We have these pieces right here, and this is going to bend in a couple places. It's going to bend there, and it's going to pivot this way, and it's going to swing around like that, and then the whole thing goes against the back of the leg like that. And that's really cool. I really like that. I mean, that is a nice solution for how to do that handle, and you're going to see how that becomes functional in robot mode. So let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side here. We bend here, we bend it around there, we do that, and blippo, it's against the back of the leg. Now we have these feet, and these click down like that and flip out. And then we have this foot, which is going to bend down like that and flip out just like that. And you see, it's even got an ankle joint right there. That's really cool. So let's go ahead and spin these so that they are facing what will be front, because that's where the cod piece is. Cod piece is front. So we'll give them a spin at the waist. And let's adjust the camera thusly so that you can see the rest of the conversion process. We have the arms here. They come out away from the sides. We have a double joint here. So this arm goes forward and then it bends at the elbow. And we'll do the same thing over here. We bend it forward and then we bend it back at the elbow. And then the arms are very interesting. So inside here, you know, things just, once you get it to this point, the arm looks like a mess. I mean, it just looks like a mess. But you're gonna take the fist and flip it out. And if you want to, you can even open the fist right there. So yeah, Monica's letting me know that my head's not really in the camera, and you know, I guess I could move the camera. And Retrobot, buddy, you're gonna be a little bit off camera. Are you okay with that? Okay. Well then, all right. Well then, we'll just move that over a little bit. Yeah, I'm having to lean a lot to stay in camera, and so it is easier not to lean. So yeah, we've got the hand here. And then it's going to go in like that, and then this is going to flip in like that, and then all of a sudden you have this really nice robot arm there. So it starts out once again with kind of mess of parts, and then we just do that, and we can open the hand if we want to, and we can close that way, and then flip that this way, and then give it a twist and maybe a bend. And so we are almost there. Now he looks like Titans Returns Blaster because he's got no head, but we're gonna fix that. There's a little door here, You open up the door, and this is kind of a neat solution. This is something that that I haven't seen a lot. You have the head mounted to the little door on this pivot thing that swings around, and then you pivot the head to face forward, and then you close the whole thing up, and blammo, there he is. And you're thinking, oh, wait, he doesn't have a gun, but he has no weapons. What are we gonna do? Well, we've got the cassette right here, and this cassette, this is a cool cassette. I love this solution. So we've got a cool looking cassette, and then we pull that up. We pull this out. That comes out like that. There's this little tip here that just folds out like that. And then we've got this bit here that folds out there, and then there's a handle there. And now we can close the hand around the handle. And now Blaster has a blaster. That's a good looking gun too. That is a good looking gun. So yeah, there he is. And Monica's telling me that still mostly my shoulder is in view. Here's what I'm gonna do, because I can. All right, are you ready for this? We are going to dolly the camera forward. Dum da da dum da da dum da da dum da da dum. Yeah, all right. So, some of the futuristic features of this studio is my ability to dolly the camera forward. So, there we go. Now I'm not leaning and crouching and everything. Also, Nathan says, I remember this from your stop motion video. Actually, you don't, because this is not the same toy. The toy that you saw in my stop motion video is this one. And we're gonna talk about how similar this is to this. Because, you know, it seems like for a long time, this version, what was that? The Unique Toys version was kind of, it was pretty sought after. You know, after they were no longer making them, many people still wanted to get their hands on it, and it had a really high resale value because it was such a nice version of the character. And I think that the release of the recent Kingdom line blaster, which they've carried over into Transformers Legacy, I just saw another one of these in Legacy packaging today at Target. I think that has somewhat diminished the appeal of this toy, and we will talk more about that when we get to Kingdom Blaster. Nonetheless, this toy, it has great, oh, and whoa, before I get to the posability, more importantly, the Machiavellic is here! A toast to the Machiavellic! I shouldn't do that. I'm just gonna say I should not take my drink and twirl it above my head. That is inviting disaster. So, but you know, the music is catchy. So it's catchy, right? He's like, I don't care. He's like, you took me half off frame. I don't care. And I know, I'm sorry. There. Is that better? Okay, good. So, anyway, and I just happened to move it back this way now. So yeah, this is a great toy. The head is on a ball joint, so you've got all sorts of articulation here. It moves right, left, it looks up, it looks down. We've got a very posable shoulder here. I mean, his shoulders work like mine used to. They go all the way up and around and back and forth, and his elbow goes in ways that elbows maybe shouldn't go, but they do. He's got a bicep twist. He does not have a wrist twist, but he does have opening and closing hands, and I really like that. I have discovered that I like to see my Transformers toys in a position where they don't necessarily just have clenched fists. They have, open. They can be relaxed. They can be like, oh, like Retrobot here. All right, you don't have to have a clenched fist. You can open your fist, right? Yeah, see? So, and that's more relaxing for you, right? Absolutely. So, robots need to be able to just kind of do their thing, and you can do your thing with, That's right. So, thank you, by the way. Okay, so, anyway, moving back over to our unique toys. Not blaster, sound mixer. It even says so on the box. It says sound mixer. So this is unique toys, sound mixer. So we have sound mixer here. He's got a swivel at the waist. He's got fully articulated hips. Look at that. He's got a thigh twist. He's got a knee bend. He's got an ankle joint. He's even got a toe tip, so he can like do that and do that, and so he's very, very posable. Yeah, he can get into all sorts of really cool looking poses while he goes to defend the universe from evil guys that turn into cassette recorders. So yeah, Sound Mixer is easily among the nicest Blaster-esque toys that you can get. And the price has come down on the secondary market, probably because of Kingdom Blaster, but yeah, he's not horribly difficult to find, but he's a nice toy, and if you've got one, then be happy, because this is a good one. It's a very good one. But we shall see how he holds up against the Challenger. See how that's called building suspense.
This is bad comedy.
No! This is perfectly good comedy, Leonard Nimoy. So, alright, we're going to set him down, but we're not going to let him go too far away, because we will probably need him again. Alright, so next, we've got... So, continuing in our tradition, because, there was several years there where we just weren't getting a lot of Blaster toys. The unique toys, this one was from, 2014? Yeah, 2014. And then in 2016, we get third-party Mr. Moon toys. And this was actually part of a 2-pack. Not like 2-pack, the rapper. He's like a rapper guy. I know a lot about rap. I am very into the rap, yo. I'm not. I'm just gonna change the camera view.
Piece 56?
Yes. That's a rap reference in a movie about robots, which brings it back to me, because I know about robots and movies about robots. So this was part of a 2-pack with a third-party Perceptor that was called the Recorder. I guess it's like recording information Yeah, I guess that was what they were thinking. And this small version of Blaster called the Mike. This was released in 2016, again by Mr. Moon Toys. Now, obviously, this is not the most convincing alt mode in the world, but it's serviceable. And every time I see this, I think, you know, this is what Action Master Blaster could have been. And it would have been better than what they did. So yeah, it's got not a lot of detail. It's a very, very simple. You know, the pieces are very simple, very cartoony, and it seems to be intentionally cartoony. I do not believe that it is done in this style because they didn't have the capabilities of making a more detailed version. I don't think they wanted to. I think that they wanted to create a very simplified, cartoon reminiscent, nostalgic toy, and you know, keep it simple, stupid. So you look at it from the front, and you know, it looks enough like a boom. No, it Starscream. It does not make you. That has nothing to do with you or your leadership of the Decepticons. Starscream. Okay, so anyway, we've got this. You look at it from the sides, and you can see the robot parts, but they're very nicely tucked in. There's even weapon storage on the back here, which gives it a little bit of increased stability when you set it on a table or something. Yeah, it just keeps it from falling. So that's pretty decent, and the colors are nice. But again, you know, very simple. Let's go ahead and turn him into a robot because we can. So we've got the thing. You just unhook it there and swing these around like that. You pull the legs out from the sides. You know, no big surprises on this one since he's so obvious in how he converts. Yeah, pretty close to it. Pretty close to it. Now, these things actually are going to snap into the back, and there's a little bit of give here. When you do that, it's going to make the foot come out, which is pretty clever. I like that. So you see how that does that, and then this just snaps into the back. That makes the foot come out. We rotate at the thigh here, and we get knee joints, which is nice. You bring the fists down, and see the fists even peg into these little pegs here, which helps keep everything from flopping around, which is another very nice feature. They did a good job designing a simplified version of this character. And then you swing the arms forward, and he has elbows, and he has fully functional shoulder joints. And then back here in the back, we have the head, and it's just going to flip up, just like that, and then spin around. And there we go. And then you can give him his blaster. And yeah, you know, he is transformed, and you know, he reminds me a lot of the cartoon. The body dynamics, the colors, the very simplified detail, or in this case, kind of a lack thereof. You know, I think that he does capture the look of the character that he was inspired by, even though technically he is the Mike. Or maybe you just call him Mike. It's like, hey, Mike, how you doing? How you doing, Mike? And he's like, hey, I'm Mike. I'm not Blaster. I'm some other guy. I'm a guy named Mike. I'm definitely not the recorder, even though I do turn into, well, tape recorder, but apparently I'm Mike. And he looks very happy. Let's just take a look at that. I mean, Retrobot wants to know if the chest opens, and yes, the chest does open. There's nothing in there. There's no little cassette, but the chest opens. So all right, yeah, good call. So yeah, you can open the chest. Again, no eject button. You know, we have buttons molded in here. They don't do anything, but but he does he does have an opening chest door, which is important. You know, I don't have to have a functional eject button, but I really appreciate that the door does open. You know, and for a little figure like this, that's good enough. And again, this guy reminds me so much of the Action Master version. It's like I wish that this is what we would have gotten. And I understand that the Action Masters, you know, they were like $2 and $3 at a time, and they were made to be cheap. They were made to be cheap, and they were cheap. But you see how this guy is so similar in size and in scale. Oh, we're getting him. All right. We are getting Action Master Blaster just for comparison's sake. So, and Retrobot, are you gonna hand that to me? Oh, whoops. Okay, so your hand is there, and it just. Okay. Are you crossing dimensions? Oh, okay. There are things that I don't know about Retrobot. Yes. So, all right. So here is Action Master Blaster, which is just fun to say, by the way. And I'm gonna put him next to the Mr. Mike or the Mike or whatever. And you can see that Action Master Blaster is a little bit smaller. Strangely enough, Action Master Blaster has a much larger noggin and kind of a weird face sculpt. I get what they're going for, and I'm not sure that I approve. But yeah, the arms are pretty much the same size, and the legs are smaller. His proportions are weird. So, but yeah, I do like the little horns. He's got the horns. So yeah, they really did. It's like, this is what we got back in the day. And so yeah, we now have the Mr. Mike or the Mike, and wow, what fanfare! So this is one that I also got at D&E Collectibles, and you know what? Wait, I didn't. I got it at Action Toy Man. Nope. Where did I get that? I don't know where I got this. Toy Palooza. Okay, Toy Palooza, which the first one. The first one. Okay, so yeah, and when I saw him, it's like, oh, a cute little blaster. I gotta get that. So wherever the heck I got him, I got him, and I like him. The alt mode is okay. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It does the job for a cartoony little figure like this one. So, all right, let's set him aside, and we will set aside Action Master Blaster, and we will move on to Transformers. We are back to Hasbro at this point. Yeah, right? Right. Okay, so we are back to Hasbro produced toys from 2016. Transformers Titans Returns Autobot Blaster with twin cast, and we also have Rewind, one of the they're not cassettes. He's okay. This is where things get a little bit janky. He's a tape recorder. You're just gonna let's just let me do things with the camera so that you can just see for yourself what we're talking about. Blip blap, there he is. And here we'll move this out of the view. So yeah, here is Titans Returns Blaster, and we're back to having a really big blaster. Let's just go ahead here, because I just happen to have Gen 1 Blaster behind me, and compare. So, yeah, he's actually wider than the original. The originals, and you know, technically a little bit taller in tape deck mode. So yeah, you can see that his handle comes up higher. The rest of the body is a little bit squatter and a little bit wider. But boy, look at those speakers. I mean, that is something. And see, this is where, it seems like that's supposed to be kind of snapped in there. All right, there we go. We got things snapped together. Oh, okay. Apparently, it only wants to snap one thing at a time. There. All right. So this is one that when I saw this, oh wait, I've got a question. I'm getting a question here. So the Machiavellic says Titans Returns, aka Transformers. Oh boy, don't lose the head. Also, Osaka Jack is here. A toast to Osaka Jack and a toast to the Machiavellic for oh boy, don't lose the head. Yeah. And let's talk about that a bit. Welcome, Osaka Jack. We're talking about Blaster losing his head. And that brings us to Titans Returns Blaster. So we have an eject button. You have that right here. And he comes with this weapon thing. And the head was in here. Oh, seriously? Like, wow. The head was in there when I put it. Oh, I hear it. It's rattling around in there. Oh dear. It's inside. Okay, the head fell out of this while it was inside the thing. Oh no! Oh no! Oh boy! I don't know how to get twin cast. So he's got. Wait, no. Okay. All right. That's good. I swear. Earlier today, I looked at this and I had him just kind of pressed up inside here, just like this. Just like that. Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm thinking of Soundwave. It was Soundwave because, okay, so this is the Soundwave version of the toy. And Dawn asks, does this count as broken? No, it does not. So this is the Soundwave version of the same toy. And you can see that even though they are distinctively different molds, they share the exact same transformation scheme and a lot of the same parts. So they're remolds of each other. It was Soundwave that I had his Sound Blaster guy inside. All right. Crisis is over. There we go. So we can put that back. So yeah, we have this thing which came with Blaster, and this is a weapon, and it's also like a little thing that's right, Retrobot. That here, if I can get this back out. Yeah. Here we get this guy out of here, and then he can sort of, let's spin his head around, and so this is twin cast, which which in the continued Gen 1 series from Transformers in Japan was the reformatted name of Blaster. He, and I'm going to move the camera this way so that I don't have to lean so far. So yeah, in the Japanese Gen 1 line, after the series was canceled in America, lots of things continued on, and Blaster was killed. It would have been Gen 1 Blaster, and then he was repainted, re-released in blue and called Twin Cast. And so as an homage to that, they have the Titan Master guy that becomes his head, who is now named Twin Cast. And then you transform him into the head by pretty much just folding him over like that, and that makes the head. Now, I bet you're thinking, but wait, that doesn't look like Blaster's head. And here, if you could see it, it's like, hey, that doesn't look like Blaster's head. Well, we'll get there. All right, you're gonna see what they did to solve the head not looking like the head problem, because with these larger, well, we're getting there. Okay, don't worry, we're getting there. So with these larger Titan Master guys, what they did was they incorporated kind of a built-in helmet type thing to make the heads sort of look more in scale with the character. And the same thing was done with Galvatron, the same thing was done with Optimus Prime, of course the same thing was done with Soundwave. So we have this, I really like this Boombox Mode. Like this, even though it's, yeah, there's some hollowness here where you can kind of see through, here, yeah, we can see behind him. It's like, hello, look, you can see Twin Cast. Look, he's poking through. He's like, hello, I'm Twin Cast. Oh, wait, look, I'm Twin Cast over here. Oh. So, Rob says Twin Cast did have an enlarged door so he could hold 2 tapes like Sound Blaster retool of Soundwave. Oh, okay, so they did do a little bit of remolding, and that is something that is noteworthy. Sound Blaster, the black retool of Soundwave, had an enlarged chest door so he could hold 2 tapes at the same time. They did the same thing with Blaster so that he could hold 2 tapes. And it's cool, you know, it's a cool feature. So, it gives you a reason to want them other than just having the same character in a different color. So, yeah, going back to him, I like this because I like these speakers. These speakers really look cool. And I like what they did with them. They're big. They fulfill, like, I remember the commercial for Gen 1 Blaster, and it shows a kid going like this, and it was like, that's not cool. Like even now, okay, it's out of scale with my 40 some odd years old noggin next to it. But even 10-year-old noggin next to it, it was still a little bit diminutive, and no kid actually would do that. So, you know, what? Oh. Okay. Well, so, you want me to do this? You want me to do this? You want me to do? You wanna? Oh, all right, yeah, okay. See, it looks good for Retrobot. Okay, so you're welcome. So, all right, so there we go. So yeah, that was that always seemed kind of like it's not a role play toy, even though the original Japanese Diaclone version did have a working radio in it. It's still not intended to be a role play toy. It's just it's too small to be a real boombox and too large to be in scale with any of your Transformers stuff. So then you get this, and it's like, okay, now that is a little bit more respectable. And I like the ridiculously large door here. I like that it's more dimensional. I like that, even with the hollow bits here and that stuff, it's a cool looking thing. And so I really like this one, and I bought this one at the time, and I passed on this because this doesn't to me look like Soundwave, and it doesn't look like this, and I have, in retrospect, I have grown more fond of this as I've understood that it's supposed to be like a sound bar for a PDA or something like that. And that's what they're going for. They're not going for a boombox. It's like, okay, I guess I can see that. And they got like the radio tuner things in the top, which, so I'm a little bit more forgiving. I got that for a very reasonable price. Once again, at D&E Collectibles. I swear, sooner or later, we're just gonna like become a sponsor or something like that. Osaka Jack says it's like hotel soap. You hold it and pretend to be a giant. Yes. I have little soap because I am big man. Scrub-a-dub-dub. One man in the tub because that's all that fits. I've never really wanted to share a tub with two other men. Just saying. So I really like this, and it looks good. As you saw, it has an eject button here. The geometry is just straight up, like all the transformation scheme and everything is identical to Soundwave. They are cosmetically different. There is different molding here, but in all the ways that make them work as toys, they're the same. They're the same. So let's go ahead and let's oh, what? Oh, sorry. What? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Retrobot has things to say, and he wants me to transform it. Yes. Okay. So yeah. Wait. Yes. Okay. You know what? Let's just go ahead and stay on this camera because this is a big toy, and the other camera is just not going to do justice to seeing the conversion process. So let's go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to do is, you can see from the back there is weapon storage, which is nice. Also, because the PDAs go in kind of diagonal, they just kind of plug in, like that, then you've got a little bit more stuff happening. He's got some junk in the trunk, okay? He's got a little bit of badonkadonk in his robot caboose. And so we've got rewind here, and rewind is like a micro cassette recorder with a really ugly sticker. And rewind would go in there, and then, or maybe go in here, there, yeah, like that. And then, and I like that. I mean, that's really cool. The way that it just fits down into that thing, and then, so, okay, that's really cool. I'm loving that. I kind of just want to keep doing that. It makes very satisfying plastic clacky noises. It's sort of like, you got a chest door. You right there. So, wait, can I do it? Huh? Huh? Okay, wait. Can we do this? Oh, no, denied. Wait a minute. Oh, come on. I want it to go in. Oh, darn it. Wait. Wait for it. Okay. We're going to do this because this is the kind of stuff that you want to see on this channel, right? You want to see it, right? Okay. There we go. We take... sorry, it's taken me a second. There we go. All right. And then that goes there. And then we pull that out there. I'm always afraid to pull on the skinny little handle thing. And, oh wait, his joint popped. There we go. A joint. There you go. All right. And... all right. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Really? We've got Buzzsaw. Hooray! Yeah, I'm thinking of all of the clips from the cartoon where it would just show like the same sequence of Carly and Spike going like this and Blaster sitting in between them and stuff like that. So, all right, so we're good now, right? Yeah, you know, he would give me a thumbs up right now if he had thumbs. Someday, dare to dream. All right, so yeah, we've got Blaster and he holds the thing in here, but that's not what we're here to do. I've really gotten off track a lot. I mean, there's all these toys here, and it's hard not to want to play with them. That's the lesson to be taken from these live streams, is that toys are fun. So yeah, we'll put Gen 1 Blaster back over there. We're trying to clearing things out. All right, so we got Titans Return Blaster, and he turns into a robot. Let's turn him into a robot. So to start with, you disengage the big speaker panels from the front, and they just plug in with these little, like there's a tab that goes into a little slot there. And Jessica Cheery is here. A toast to Jessica Cheery. I don't actually crush the can on my forehead. That's a terrible idea. So, well, I've finished my Retrobot Cola, but it's a good thing that I've got Retrobot brand Diet Green Tea. Also not really a product, but so yeah, we're still good. All right, so as I started saying, you disengage the panels from the front, and then you get to see an amazing abundance of robot garbage happening inside here. Like there's just weird stuff that happens inside here, and I'm gonna try and show it to the best of my ability. I'm gonna kind of take these little things, which, you know, these, like, you can sort of pretend that they're buttons. They're not spring-loaded or anything. I'm half tempted to insert a couple little springs in here just so that they spring a little bit, but they don't. But you can pretend that they're buttons, by the way. So there's that. We've got we've got the leg that comes down like this, and here's what's going to happen with the leg. I'm going to bring it down, and then there's this whole thing happening here. There's this panel which comes down like that. I think it comes down like that. And we've got the foot that's crammed up in here, and you see how it's on that little linkage piece with a double hinge. So that's going to come out like that, and that's going to drop down, and then that's going to free up this, the thigh, which is riding on this piece, and it's got another double hinge. So it's going to come away like this, and then go like that. Okay, so that is how you extend the leg on this particular toy. And then we've got this thing which can go back up like that. And then we bend the speaker right here. You see that's on a hinge. And that whole thing is just going to close just like that. And it makes for a very big chunky leg. A big chunky leg. And yeah, you all right, Belle? Is this painful to watch? Okay, all right, because I know I'm moving him in ways that are uncomfortable. So, all right, so you have the leg here, and you have the back of the foot, and then the front of the foot just flips out of the bottom, just like that. And now we have a leg. One leg. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. So once again, we're going to bring it down. We're going to kind of get this thing out of the way. And I don't know that's necessary, but I just do it to kind of get stuff out of the way. And then we're going to pull the foot out and down. And oh, you know what? There's an extra little bit of, I don't know what that is. That does nothing. Okay, so we're gonna leave that in there for now. We don't need that for the robot mode. And then we've got this whole bit of nonsense that happens here to extend the leg, and that's gonna go just like that. And it's got a nice satisfying click. We're going to fold this up and then close this right around there and just close that just like that. And then we give the leg a twist. And once again, and we have ankle joints, which is cool because a lot of, ankle joints weren't a standard feature back during Titans Returns, but we get an ankle joint, which is very nice. And then the arms are a lot less complicated. We just pull down the forearm, and the fist pulls out, just flips out, and then you can bend at the elbow. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Pull it down, and then the flip the fist, and bend at the elbow. And then, okay, this is where we're going to take the handle, pull it around to the back, and then we take the head, because this is a Titan Master. So, most of the characters in the Titan Master line, not all, but most of them had a Headmaster feature. And, except now it's called Titan Master because, trademark? I don't know. But, so we take this guy and we just fold him over in ways that they must have replaced pieces of his skeleton in order for him to do that. But, yeah, it makes the head. The head plugs, and see, I found that with these guys, it actually fits a little bit better if you have the little dude's face facing forward, and then you spin the head around. I found that makes the head just, I don't know, it just seems like it fits better that way on most of them. So here's where the helmet thing happens. I told you about the helmet. So you have this door back here, and then you have the blaster forehead, and in the Marvel comic, he always looked like he sort of had a helmet almost like a Roman helmet that was going on his head, except it also covered half of, the upper half of his face. And so you've got that comes down over here, and then that gives him a more blastery looking face. And so there you go. That's him. Now, what you can do is you can actually have the handle up, and then you can take this thing, and it's got these tabs on the underside, and they can go on top of here, and then he's got a weapon, and it's like boom, 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 boom. Or maybe, these are probably some kind of sonic weapon, so they would go. No, that would be more this. Oh wait, yeah, is this his? Okay, so I don't remember whose gun is whose. So let's take, that would be this. No, this would be while they make that kind of squealy noise over top of it. So. You know what? Sure. That's exactly. And then the Martians' heads would explode. Because see? All right. But you can also have this go around there, and you can. And I think I can put that on backwards too. I think I can do that. It doesn't want to stay though. Oh, no, it doesn't go on backwards. This is molded in such a way that it really only faces forward. Like you might be able to get it to sort of stick on backwards, but it doesn't like it. So there you have Blaster in his robot mode. And then he has the opening cassette door, and then rewind can come out. And so, or you can take this and you can store that inside and do that. And so that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and show this on the other camera. And Andy O is here. So before we show anything on another camera, let us open our crisp, refreshing diet green tea from Retrobot and toast Andy O. Welcome, Andy O. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's just a shame that there were no discos around by the time that I came of age. I would have been in there with my white suit, and I would have been pointing with the best of them. You know, it would have been like, hey, you don't know. I could have been cool. He's right. There's no timeline in which I was ever cool. But I have lots of toys, and that's cool. And I built a spiffy robot body, huh? For aliens? Huh? Yeah! That's pretty cool. So, you're welcome. Yeah. We're buds. So, anyway, so let's go ahead and show Blaster in all of his robot glory. And he does have robot glory. Here he is. And he's big. He's chunky. I mean, he was this leader scale back in Titan? Okay, and this just goes to show how much smaller the scales have gotten with Transformers. This, nowadays, this would be like Commander class. But this was leader scale back during Titans Returns, and he is big and he is chunky. Now, it could be argued that I mean, why does Blaster need to be that big? He turns into a radio. Like, I would be okay with a deluxe-sized Blaster with Minicon-sized cassettes. And in fact, they did one. And we're going to look at it in just a bit. But nonetheless, he has a base mode. Nobody cares about the base mode. I don't care about the base mode. When I was a kid, I probably would have cared more about the base mode because I was always trying to link my bases together. But here's the maddening thing. So I'm going to show this. So the base mode relied on, like opening these panels and stuff like that and spreading things out and having him do the splits. And then they had these connectors which would link with Fortress Maximus and with other Transformers in the line. I think Power Master Optimus Prime also had these. But the problem is that the way that they place them, they didn't have them like coming out of the back of Blaster and out of the front, or just coming out of the sides or anything. They made it in such a way that you couldn't really link the bases together in cool ways. And that was tremendously disappointing because I did the base mode, and I tried to put things together, and they didn't work. Andy O says, I regret not picking that guy up, haha. And you know what? So Andy, just so that you know, I had a very similar experience with Soundwave. After, I had skipped him when he was in stores, but I did find him on at D&E Collectibles, which is a place here in Pittsburgh. And, I think they still have a couple versions of this toy, and they're not a ridiculous amount of money. That's the thing. I think that there's a special edition version of this one that is $40. And this one was $30, and that's really not far off from how much it was when it was on store shelves. So check around at your local retro toy shops. Check online. You might be able to find Blaster, Titans Returns Blaster for not a lot of money. Just good luck. Brick says that's going to be Titan scale 4 years from now. And, you are so... Oh, yeah. So here, first of all, yes, it is funny how the scale just keeps getting smaller and smaller, and the price point keeps going higher and higher. And I guess that's everything. I mean, gas, milk. I mean, have you had to buy a 2x4? Anybody out there? Have you had to buy 2x4s lately? It's insane how much 1 8-foot-long piece of pine 2x4 wood, which by the way is actually 1.5 by 3.5, so it's not even a real 2x4. So yeah, everything's expensive, and in the Transformers world, just getting
so
smaller.
cheap.
I am. So anyway, just for comparison, this is liter scale Blaster. This is liter scale Optimus Prime. Admittedly, this did come with a trailer. So, but that's one thing that they've been doing lately with their liter scales is they'll have Optimus Prime and then they'll include a very small trailer, and it's essentially a Voyager class figure with a very, very cheap trailer. I did like the trailer on this one. Most of you have probably seen my review of the most recent Optimus Prime. This is Laser Optimus Prime from the Legacy line, and I do like this toy. But yeah, there's an obvious scale difference between the two of them. So let's just set him over there. You're fine, Prime. So to at Blaster, he's nice. I mean, it's big, it's chunky. You get I have to say that the challenge of having a battle mask type thing that also allows it to rotate and look around and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of engineering that went into making this happen. And I feel like, honestly, they could have just gotten away with giving him a blaster-looking head. You know, like a little head on an outer proportion body just makes the body look huskier. You know, like you look at a Hulk comic. Yeah, anybody look at a comic rendition of the Hulk. He'll be like the size of a city block and have a head the size of a pea. And it's just to exaggerate how massive his muscles are. And, I should show... So Monica said I should show Action Master Blaster again. And this is the opposite effect of when your head is too large in proportion to the body. That is Action Master Blaster. And I don't know if my camera's going to automatically adjust. Is it? Can it do it? Can it do it? Can it do it? Can it kill its brother? So there we go. Yeah, I mean, that... having the head too big just looks super deformed. And if you're not trying for that kind of chibi look, then don't make the head large. And that's something that Gen 1 did a lot. Like Power Master Optimus Prime came with an extra head that was way too big. It was absurdly big. And really, they could have gotten away with just like having maybe an add-on helmet for the existing head and put a pivot in there. It would have been the same amount of pieces and less plastic. Oh yeah, that's right, Hasbro. I could have saved you money during the days when all you wanted to do was save money, which really hasn't changed a lot, admittedly. No, that's not fair to say. That's not fair to say because Hasbro has been coming up with some very, very nice designs. And so, while, of course, they're a company, everybody's trying to save money all the time. We're trying to save money, right? Yeah, we're trying to save money. I granted, I just spent a whole lot of money, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to save it. I want to save it. So, yeah. It does not make you the new leader, Starscream. So yeah, we got the pivoting head, which is an achievement. We've got a fully functional shoulder. We've got clicker joints, like he's got clickers and they're loud. He's got elbow with clickers. And he's got a wrist that, due to the transformation, it does kind of tip in and out. There's a swivel here right in the bicep. He doesn't have a waist rotation. There's no waist rotation. It doesn't hurt him that much. It's nice when a character has the waist rotation, but honestly, this is still a very playable toy, even without waist rotation. He's got fully functional, like super functional hips, and again, these things come up just so that he can lift his knee all the way up, but it also gives you that sort of simulated button that I was talking about earlier. I still want to put springs in there, like just some little springs so that they just kind of pop out a little bit, and then I'd be able to go and have them, just give a little bit of button stuff. And what would be great is if I could make it click. That would be awesome. I don't think I'm gonna do that, but it would be great. He's got a knee. He's got a thigh rotation, Thigh rotation, so he can be like, oh yeah, that's a cool beat, yeah, and wah 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 wah. And of course he's got an ankle joint, which is cool, and he's got an ankle that pivots forward and back. So he's got very, very posable feet, which allows him to stay firmly planted regardless of what kind of weird pose you want to put him in. And that makes him a very, very cool toy. It makes him a lot of fun to play with. And of course, he's got this, and that's cool. And then you can take this guy and be like that, and that's cool. And, you know, I mean, this is fun. It is a lot of fun. And I wish that the base mode was a little bit more flexible in terms of stuff that you could do with it. I wish that the interlinking feature that they built into this line had been integrated a little bit better. You know, like I feel like if you're gonna have these little connector things that stick out of your base guys, then maybe you have multiple places where they can attach. You don't even have, like, I respect, believe me, I respect that they have them fixed here at hinge points. But, you know, if you made that, instead of having a pin in there that goes through, made that a snap remove type thing, or just had another joint like this that just comes apart, and then you had some of those in varying discrete places throughout the toy, so that, yeah, when he's transformed, it does this. But once you get him into base mode, if you take that off, you can attach it like to the back of here or to the front of here or wherever else. And it gives you more options to connect to those other bases. Now you get into creative play. And, you know, I love guided play. Obviously, I'm a lifelong Transformers fan, and that is all about guided play. But at the same time, there's always, for me, been an element of creative play as I take these things and try and figure out what things I can do with them that you're not intended or that's not in the instructions. You know, the extra places that you can stick weapons that maybe weren't intended, but have cool results. And I think that that's something that should be embraced and prioritized. That's just as a person with a product design background, that's my philosophy, especially when you get to toy design. Osaka Jack says Blaster is not the best at spy missions. He bends his legs and they go. Strangely enough, that's exactly how my back feels in the morning. Thank you. So, a toast to Osaka Jack. So, yeah, you know what? My back's a little bit stiff right now. Here. Thank you for that. Keeping it classy here on Retrobot. Yeah, see, I was going to do the... Oh, that's so much better. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, great robot mode. And then, of course, he does. You know, you could get partners. You know, his army of dudes that turn into stuff. Now, for Soundwave, they tried to make these things look like PDAs. You know, some kind of data pad, and I like the design that they put on Laserbeak here. So yeah, let's look at Laserbeak. Let's put it in front of the other camera since that one is hopefully willing to focus on it. So there we go. Oh no, it's not. Wait here. Let's do this. There. Oh, come on. Here. Give you less to think about, camera. There we go. See. So, you know, I like that. You know, that kind of a single screen with a couple little windows that are open in the screen. That's cool. You get to Ravage here, and they just kind of put crap all over. Like, oh, there's like some kind of a radar thing, sort of. There's a spectra, and there's some squiggly lines that are sort of in a grid, and I guess it's supposed to look like it's all one screen, but it doesn't. It looks more like there's just a bunch of different readouts, whereas because they've got this purple grid that's very easily seen here, it's more cohesive. And they also have a very definitive border around there, whereas with this one, it's kind of hard to tell where the screen is supposed to start and end. So yeah, I like the Laserbeak design better than the Ravage design. But with Rewind, and I guess his name is Rewind, so it sort of fits, he's made to look like a micro cassette recorder. And these foil stickers, they are just ugly as poop. I mean, they are ugly with a capital Ugg. And as I get closer, like, I've never had these off. I haven't moved them around. They just don't lay very smooth, and they don't line up very well, and they look cheap. The image itself is fine, but it just doesn't work. And Danny T says, "Hey Clay, I like that wheelie your robot is holding." Oh well, thank you, thank you, Danny T. That was a very generous gift, and we love our plush wheelie. So yeah, plush wheelie, and thank you Osaka Jack, by the way, for plush wheelie, because we love plush wheelie. Plush wheelie went with us to see the theatrical release of Transformers when it came out just this past year. So that was cool. So yeah, we've got Rewind, and because of that sticker, I almost just want to print a new sticker and just replace it, because it makes the whole toy look bad. It's ugly. It's an ugly sticker. So let's go ahead and let's transform Rewind, and you take this out, and then you have these things that come out, and they come away from the sides like that. And then he does sort of a thing here, and these fold like that and like that. And I think this is supposed to flip over. Come on, flip over. Flip over. Oh, I hate this joint here. I hate that. What? Oh, move the camera a bit. It's shoulder and ear time. Okay, so there we go. So, I don't like the way that it has to kind of force its way around. I always feel like it's gonna break, and it makes me very nervous. There it is. Okay, and now we'll do this side, and there. Okay. I get that it's supposed to do that, but I don't like it. No, I don't like it. I don't like the way that's designed at all. And then this thing kind of snaps around there, and this thing kind of snaps around there, and then you take this, and look, he's a little tank. It's a little tank. Look, there's little treads there. Let's get that in focus. So yeah, let's zoom in. Look, he's got little treads there, and this goes in, and you can barely see any of the cassette deck. Then he's like a little tank, and I like that. I like that he's got a little vehicle mode, and you know what? The molding on the treads with the paint app, really helps. That really makes this mode kind of pop. Whereas if this were just all black, it would not read nearly as well as tank treads. Now, obviously, the tank treads wouldn't be all that effective with the body of the tank pretty much going down to the level of the tread. But hey, it's a little mini-con type guy, and it's it is not at all the worst stretch of sort of a Cybertronian mode. It's it's actually pretty decent. So if you take this out, of course we can take these things out here and pull them around to the sides. You pull out these sides, you flip out the feet, and this is really the same geometry as for Rumble from Titans Returns. And then we're just going to rotate these here, and we have a little door here, and then there, and then he can hold his little gun, or you can even have it like pegged into the side here. And so, yeah, there you have Rewind, and Rewind looks good. You know what? This is a good version of Rewind. And what's nice is that since he does have 3 modes, that makes him very, very playable. You know, and you can get this toy and you can enjoy him even if you don't have Blaster. And that's a nice thing, you know. It makes it so that it's a nice companion toy, but it's also a decent toy in its own right. But of course, the thing that you want to do is you want to turn him back into in this case, a little micro cassette recorder. And we'll do this real quick and do this real quick and flip that in there and flippy, flippy, flippy. Boop, boop, boom, boop, boop. Niche for Gordier, Spidiki door. Niche for bork, bork, bork. And there he is, a cassette. And then the little gun just stores right in here. And you have to make sure you take that out before you try and transform it, because if you try and transform it with that in there, you will bend that shaft. So important note, anytime you're changing the modes on this guy, take the gun out of storage. I've put like stress marks on mine by trying to get it to bend, and that's like, oh, there's that thing. So
now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
yeah, now we know. Okay, so and then of course you want to open the door and you want to put them inside there and be like, because that's cool, and then you want to take it back out, and then you want to put it back in and do that. Andy O says Toy Hacks has labels for Rewind to make him look more like a dispenser Mountain Dew machine. You know, there was that movie. There was a Mountain Dew machine, and you know, we have an they have an extra Rewind at D&E Collectibles that I wanted to kit bash to make Anode and Lug. Well, I wanted to make Lug, and so yeah, I was thinking about getting an extra for kit bashing purposes. But yeah, so that is Titans Returns Blaster. Really nice toy. I mean, you know, it's a great toy. It looks like the guy, it plays well. And, you know, my criticisms overall, at the end of the day, even with my criticisms of the way the interlinking bases was rolled out, and with some of the weird limitations of the toy, it's still pretty cool. And look on the back, by the way, it has connection ports for those things. If they had just made those panels so that they could come out, then you could take advantage of those and kind of make a drawbridge type thing. But you can't. So, anyway, so yeah, Titans Returns Blaster, a fine addition to the Blaster line. But now, I know, it's the moment that you've all been waiting for. I bring you Transformers, War for Cybertron, Kingdom, and now Legacy Blaster. Here he is. And I mean, that alt mode, just that alone, it looks great. It really looks great. I want to grab these knobs and twist them. They don't twist. Sorry, they don't twist. They're painted black. But they still look really good. You know, they look like they should twist. They just don't. And there's little knobs all over. Like there's those and there's those, and you just want to do stuff. And then you've got the buttons here. Now, unlike the original Gen 1 version where they tried to give the buttons tape deck-like functionality, where one would go in and stay, and then you pressed another one and that would pop out the first one, and then one would eject. This is all one solid row, but watch this. I mean, it works so nice. It works so nice. And listen to that sound. Wait here. I'm gonna do a thing here. Okay, so the microphone is right there. So let's. I mean, that sounds great. It is so nice and clicky. It is. Oh yes, I see the notes, but I'm getting the one finger, this finger, just so that you know, Monica's giving me this finger, not any other finger. So as though there's something that she wants to tell me, and she's staring forward. So, wait, I'm getting a message. And I don't know what it is. It's suspense. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to go on until you're ready. Okay. So that's what we're doing. So anyway, so we have Blaster here, and his Boombox Mode looks great. And honestly, I love that. I love that it's smaller. The other boom boxes have, I mean, this is still out of scale. It's the same size as, it's like, okay. It's still bigger than a minivan. But at least Blaster is on scale with his other Autobot companions. Blaster's just never struck me as a guy that's supposed to tower over the other Autobots. And I know that that's something that goes back to the days of Gen 1 when that toy did tower over the other Autobots. He was about the same height as Jetfire, who was always depicted as towering over the Autobots, except the difference is Jetfire turned into a jet that oftentimes flew the other Autobots around. He turns into a boombox. So, press the. Oh, okay. So wait here. We're gonna do this. Okay, we're doing this again. So that's what we were waiting for. Okay. All right. And see that is some quality stuff here on Retrobot. So let's go ahead and take a look. What was that, Retro Buddy? I don't think that Retrobot approves of our beats. Okay, I've got confirmation that Retrobot does not approve of our beats. So here we go. Yeah, his alt mode looks terrific. It really does look terrific. And you look at it from the side, I mean, there's subwoofers here, and the handle is nice, and the proportions are nice. We have weapon storage, which is a little bit conspicuous, but hey, it's got the weapon storage, and I appreciate that. So, yeah, you can stick the gun there. You can stick the gun there. You can stick the gun there. There's even pegs here that do something. I don't know what those are for, but yeah, we got those. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I could take my cassette and oh, look at that. That is extra storage for cassettes. That's nice. That is nice. Oh boy, I'm digging that. I am so digging that. So that's really pretty awesome. So I'm getting another message from my finger. Ty Guy says, looks like the gun could be an antenna. And yeah, you absolutely could do that, have it doing something like that. I might, let's see, can I, nope, it doesn't fit into, the handle doesn't fit into any of the screw holes, which, by the way, Hasbro, just so that you know, if it were me, every one of these screw holes, yeah, okay, here. Thank you, Retrobot, for connecting me. Hello, Hasbro. Yes, it's Clay again, and Retrobot. Yeah, say hello. No, don't do that. That's terrible. Everybody hates that. So anyway, yes, Hasbro. Listen, you got a lot of screw holes in your Transformers toys, and it's always struck me that they're just a little bit smaller than the 5mm holes that you use for weapons. And it seems like if you just made your screw holes 5mm, then it would open up lots of possibilities for kids to play with their toys in new and unique ways. Like that one simple change, well, but it would be an easy thing to do. Well, I know that you've been doing it this way. Hello? They hung up.
We now return to the Transformers.
So, all right, apparently Hasbro doesn't want to do things any different. So anyway, we've got a very clean robot mode. Yeah, we do have some robot garbage in the back here. Some obvious legs, but you don't look at him from the back. And he's very compact and very solid. Like everything holds him together in a really nice, tight fashion. So nothing feels thin. Nothing feels cheap. He's a really nice. And see, here's where the comparison comes in, because now we've got our sound mixer from Unique Toys. There, we'll do it this side. So we've got sound mixer, and he is very similar in scale. And let's go ahead and just turn him into a tape deck. So there we go, and there we go, and yeah, like that. And then we'll do the thing here, and do that there, and do that, and and wait a minute. Okay, hold the phone. Paul is here to say hello and new setup. Hey, welcome, Paul. Yeah, this is what we were building for 3 weeks. while we weren't making videos. So drink it all in. This has been a journey. We are talking about Blaster, and we are talking about Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Blaster, which is also now Transformers Legacy Blaster, and comparing him to Unique Toys Sound Mixer, a toy that is a very, very similar. And it looks like we were getting another message. So while we're getting that message, I'm going to just continue transforming Sound Mixer here. Oh, Tim Kangaroo is here. So, a toast to Tim Kangaroo. Welcome, Tim Kangaroo. And hopefully you heard that recap that I just gave to Paul, because I just gave it. So I've got Unique Toys Sound Mixer here, and we're just turning him into a tape deck so that we can compare this third-party toy from Unique Toys to the most recent version of Blaster from Hasbro. So we do that, and then we do this, and we do this, and we do that, and we do a little bit of this, and we do some of this, and then we pull that around there, and then we flip that up there, and you know, we're almost there. We're almost there. It's a little bit more involved with that. I do kind of regret that I don't have all the pieces for this. Yeah, that's a little bit of a shame. I did not notice that early when I got it, but upon looking at the packaging, yeah, and you know, this foot. But anyway, so there we go. So oh. There we go. Okay. And then we'll click that, and boom. All right, so not too bad in terms of transforming him. He's a little bit involved, but he's got a nice transform, and he is pretty solid. Let's just put him side by side with Legacy. I'm just going to call it Legacy Blaster. It's shorter. And then he has that. So yeah, this is, oh, and Tim Kangaroo asks if this is a knockoff Transformer. So this is a third-party company. This is from Unique Toys. It was made in 2014. It's called Sound Mixer. And so, of course, it is inspired by Blaster. You know, totally unique geometry. It is not a knockoff. They designed and manufactured this on their own, obviously to look like Blaster. But yes, so yeah, let's show these guys side by side, and you can see that the sizes are really close. Like they are very, very close to the same size, and the detail is not bad. You know, obviously, you know, like you look at this and it's pretty nice, but I have to say that you look at the new Kingdom, or the new Legacy Blaster. Well, I guess it is Kingdom Legacy Blaster, and it really does look good. And the colors on the Hasbro version are brighter. It's really solid. I mean, the tolerances are tight. it's a really nice toy, and it does this. So, you know, you got that, and then you this one you open up. So the and I hate to make this comparison. I really do. I hate to make this comparison because you have to understand that I love third-party transforming robot toys. I love that these third-party companies exist and they try to deliver the toys that we haven't gotten from Hasbro. Like that to me is awesome, and I want to support them. So I don't want to poop all over this toy. I really like this toy. But I think that right now on eBay it's like 40. It's like 45. Okay, so, you know, you could get this for 45 on eBay. Or you could get this right now at Target for about 30. And I hate to say it. I do. And it's not a fair comparison. I'm just going to go out and say that it's not a fair comparison because this is from 2014. This hadn't been invented in 2014. What we had in 2014 was this one. And it's a totally different animal. And Unique Toys was saying, "Hey, we want something that's a little bit more Gen 1 inspired, and we want something that's a little bit more in scale with the other characters, and we want to do, you know, we want the blaster that we've always wanted." And so in 2014, Unique Toys took it upon themselves to make the blaster that we've always wanted, and this is pretty darn close to the blaster that we've always wanted. Until 2021, Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom. So, 7 years later? Is my math correct? Let's see. Let's see. 8 years? 8 years later, Hasbro gives us the toy that we always wanted. And it really is. It really is. So let's go ahead and we're gonna look at Blaster, just Blaster, and we'll zoom in here a little bit, and we'll click the little clicky. We got the clicky, and so there he is. And of course, yeah, we've got that, and that's great, and we've got Eject here in translucent blue, which this to me looks awesome. Like I love this. I think that this is great, and he just goes right in there, just like that, and blip, just like that. And so yeah, let's go ahead and let's just turn him into a robot, because I mean obviously we want to turn him into a robot, and so I'm gonna pull back a little bit, and then we're going to, so you start by moving the handle out like that, and then we're going to lift up on this flap here in the front, right there, and then we're going to pull the legs away from the sides. Oh, don't do that. Don't be premature there. And so we just pull this. Now the arms are actually like, it's funny because the arms don't really transform into anything. They just kind of fold in uncomfortable ways so that they can fit inside this little space inside the leg. And so we've got that, and we can actually straighten this out even more. And he's doing the splits. And let's just go ahead and take the arms, and we're going to flip this around here. And that's his elbow. And then we have his hand that flips around there. And that just, now we can we can do that. And actually, you know, I was wrong. That's not his elbow, but it is kind of an extra joint in the elbow. You know, like here's his literal elbow, but then he also has this, which enables him to reach his button. So that's important. And he's got the finger, like the come here finger, like, hey, come here. So, and that is so that he can press his button, which is cool. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So we're going to flip this around and then flip that around and then give the whole thing a 180-degree twist and bend at the elbow. And then we can bring the legs up, twist at the waist, and then we're going to fold this tab down, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then he's got these. So this is interesting. He's got these that, and I think that actually I probably have it backwards. I think that these are supposed to be like the mesh things for when he's in tape deck mode, and they're supposed to be like this for robot mode. But I just think these are cooler. So I tend to leave these out all the time, but I love that they flip around like that. That's really cool. And then we also have, so before we fold everything together, we have the handle that goes up against the side here, and you can take the ankle joint there, which allows you to get a hold of the end of the foot and put it out there. And then we can take this handle and snap it up against the side, right like that. And again, do the ankle joint, fold this out, and then you've got these panels that just close against the back very nicely. Like look at how nice the back of the leg is. They look good. There's some hollowness here. You know, there's a little bit of hollowness here, which, you know, it is what it is. You only really notice it if you're staring at his butt. So don't stare at his butt. And then we go up here. There we go. And of course, we've got the door in the back. And then we flip out the head here. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, I need a spudger. I don't have a spudger, but I do have his gun. So I'm going to do that. You know, maybe here, this might be easier if I have it back like that. No, that's all the farther it opens. So yeah, you kind of use his gun as a pry bar, but, and then this panel just kind of, it's a butt flap. So that's his butt flap. He's got a butt flap. And there we go. And then he can do this. And hit his own button and eject his tape. And eject, because his name is Eject. So that is Kingdom and Legacy Blaster, and then you give him his gun, and you know then it looks like it's a trigger finger, and so there he is. And this is an awesome robot mode. It is I mean, he looks fantastic. Yes, there is some hollowness here, which is kind of necessary because of the way that the arms transform. If there were gap filler pieces there, you'd have to take them out, I would think, in order to get them to transform. So yeah, we've got the head that can nod and twist. We've got a fully functional shoulder that swings out and rotates. We've got an elbow joint here. We've also got the elbow, like this, the side elbow that does that. You know, even though it's a little bit further down than the normal elbow, it still gives him extra mobility. He's got a bicep twist. He's got a wrist pivot that works really well and also helps him to reach that button. He's got an extended finger in this hand. So, yeah, you can see the extended finger. Maybe you can see the extended finger. There it is. So there's his extended finger, and then it's just a fist on this hand. He's got a swivel at the waist. He's got fully functional hip joints so that his legs go out and in and up and down. He's got a thigh twist and got it. Okay. So, and Monica's telling me to get my head on camera. So we have that. We have the knee joint here and we have the ankle joint. So, he's got excellent articulation and he looks great. He really does just look great. In my opinion, out of all the versions of Blaster that they have done, and it has taken us 2 live streams to get through all of the Blasters, this is the best one. It is the best one. It is the culmination of many years of development, and it owns. The thing that I like about Kingdom Blaster is the same thing that I like about Earthrise Soundwave, is that both of these toys, they have stopped fighting the obsolescence of their classic alt mode. And that's something that these characters are not going away. And as time goes on, the number, like that, we've gotten this, and we've gotten this, and I feel like we're reaching a point where we're probably not going to see. I'm guessing that we're probably not going to see another tape deck Soundwave or tape deck Blaster. Like, we might see re-releases of these molds or retools of these molds, but I kind of feel like as my generation continues to age and Hasbro starts picking at the nostalgia of people that are 10 and 20 years younger than me. People who got into Transformers during the Car Robots era and the Unicron Trilogy era, then, they're not going to have that nostalgic connection to the guy that turned into a tape deck. And they didn't grow up with tape decks. This little thing that looks like a cassette is going to be meaningless to that generation. So I feel like we're reaching the end of seeing tape deck Soundwaves and Blasters. And I'm okay with that. I'm just glad that we got really good ones. And Blaster is really good. I have Earthrise Soundwave here, who is also an excellent version of this character. Just excellent. And I love all of the little, they're not technically tapes, they're shields for him, whereas Eject here is very definitively a tape. So I want to show Eject, and then we're going to talk about tapes just a little bit. So let me go ahead and get back on the other camera. So move over this way. And so we have Eject here. And he really does look great. I'm going to brighten it up just a little bit because things are a little bit dim without Blaster there to make the camera do things differently. He transforms nicely. You have the leg that pulls out here, and then it twists forward, and the leg that pulls out here, and then you twist it forward, and then you have the arms that pull out here, and I believe that there's like a fist. It's hard to see where the fist is molded, but it just twists, and the arm pulls out here, and then it twists, And what's nice is you've still got holes here that can take weapons. So like if I took Blaster's gun, you know, he can hold Blaster's gun, and then the head comes out of the back. So we're just gonna pull that out and then give it a spin, and there he is. And I love the translucent. He looks great. He looks fantastic, and you know, like the plastic actually feels very solid, and his joints are nice and tight, and the color is great. I really hope to see a version of Rewind that's done in like a smoked clear. That, you know, like that would be fantastic. And that's the thing right now. Well, let me just zoom in on him while we talk about this. So right now, they haven't shown any pictures of new cassettes, and I really want there to be more cassettes. I think that there's going to be more cassettes. Oh, and wait a minute here. Let's change the camera view because Asher and Michael Spicer are here. So a toast to Asher and Michael Spicer. Welcome. Thank you, guys. It's good to see you here. We were just talking about Transformers Kingdom Blaster, which is also the same thing as Transformers Legacy Blaster. It's an awesome tool, an awesome toy, and we were just looking at the tape that is included with him, which is Eject, and I was showing that Eject can even hold Blaster's gun, which is very cool, and we'll give Blaster his gun back. And so, yeah, going back to Eject, so I'm really hoping that we get more of these cassettes. Like I said, I would absolutely love, hey Hasbro, I want to see a smoked translucent version of this as Rewind. So please give me a smoked translucent version of this as Rewind. And don't go too smoky with it. Don't do that thing that you did with Grimlock's chest piece where you can't see through it. Okay, so yeah. And so Andy O says, the clear plastic scares me. And yeah, you're right to be scared. Because traditionally, translucent plastics are more brittle than the opaque plastics. This feels very nice. Like, you know, it has that little bit of a waxy finish that a lot of the highest quality toys that I've had have felt like. And the joints are nice and tight. So my hope is that this is going to hold up nicely. Mike says we got Blaster just today. Okay, so is it Legacy Blaster? Hopefully it's yeah. If you got this one, then you got what is, in my opinion, the best version of Blaster that they've ever made. So congratulations to Mike and Asher for getting a really good version of Blaster. So yeah, and frankly, and this is the other thing. So Hasbro, if you're out there, if you're listening, sure, yeah. Hello. Yeah, it's me again. No, don't hang up. Listen, no, yeah, I'm still talking about Blaster. But listen, you've got these cassettes. You have one cassette for Okay, yes, I know. She says they're planning on making more. Yeah, they want to make more. So you can confirm that? No, she's not confirming anything. But But just saying, okay, so here's my idea. So you had Rat-Bat for Soundwave. You know, if you recast that in a different color, you could make an Autobot cassette that turns into a bat and call it Bat Beat. Yeah, huh? An original character. Hello? Oh. Hello? Huh. She hung up. So, yeah.
We now return to the Transformers.
So, yeah, that's where I was going with it. That's Monica's name. Yo, Bat Beat. I mean, come on. That Bat Beats back. All right. See, I did a Backstreet Boys reference. So that was for Nathan Fillion and Connie, by the way. So there you go. There you go, Connie Fillion. I just made a Backstreet Boys joke. That's for you. That's because I care about you. So yeah, we don't have to be limited to just, dare I say, legacy characters. Like, yeah, I would love to see a version of Ramhorn and Steeljaw. Please. Any of the other cassettes from back in the day, like Slugfest, Overkill, absolutely. Grand Slam and Rain Dance, but I'm also okay with you creating new characters, new names, and repaint. I'm okay with that. Like look at all these. Okay, I've got like Rumble and Frenzy. They're both somewhere around here. I've got Wing Thing and Rat-Bat. I've got Laserbeak, and if you had made a Buzzsaw, I would have bought it. And by the way, I got an extra set of the Laserbeak and Ravage set just so that I can make a Buzzsaw, which I just haven't done yet. But I want to. And, I've got two versions of Ravage because you had a Cybertron version and an Earthrise version. And I've got two versions of Laserbeak. You make more cassettes and I will buy more cassettes. On Hasbro Selects, they had that cassette pack that was based off of Power Masters characters. And I bought all those. They're with Double Dealer right now, but nonetheless, so you can reuse these, and if anybody out there has ideas, I'm just going to open this up for discussion. Anybody who can think of like Autobot versions of existing cassettes that all they need to do is, repaint or a slight remold or something, and you have a clever name, then put it in the chat, or even if you're watching this when it's not live and it's just recorded, then put it in the comments, and who knows, maybe, just maybe, if you come up with something that's feasible enough, I'll get one of those and kit bash it and send you one. I'm willing to do stuff like that. So that's that. I love cassettes. I love cassette transformers, and I'm just throwing that out here because we have cassette transformers that are awesome, and so that is Blaster, and I wasn't sure how much time we were going to have, but it seems like we have pretty much wrapped things up. But I did want to show one other thing, because I kind of gave a little sneak preview last night when I was doing my my Patreon video, and of course I had to transform Eject and put him back in here because, why wouldn't I, right? And because he goes in like that. So,
We cracked the shell, we cracked the inside.
So, let's just. So, we did bring Transformers Studio Series Soundwave in case we needed to fill for time. And he turns into, let's just do this. Let's move that there. Oh, wait, here. There we go. And move that right there. And so he turns into this. I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna tell you. I look at it and this is one of the worst alt modes I have ever seen. We have seen, so like, you know, earlier we saw that version of Rewind that had that tank mode that was no, the tank mode wasn't Garbage Day. Okay, it was, you know, it was a little bit of a stretch of the imagination, but all the fundamentals were there. There were molded in treads. There was a gun on top. It was tank shaped. So it might not have been a very feasible tank, but it was definitively a tank. And I look at this and the different body parts don't even fit together well. There's holes and gaps everywhere, and you've got this like it turns into this, and this it's sort of shaped like this, but you know, it has this detail here which sort of looks like it's supposed to be like a windshield, but it's not at an like if you have the thing sitting on its back, the thing's facing almost straight up, so it's not like anything can see out of that. And what's happening? I don't know what this is. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. So of course I decided to I thought, hey. And this is heavily inspired by a picture that one of you guys shared with me on Twitter of somebody who kit bashed this to turn into a version of the Tumbler. And it looked awesome. So I thought, well, you know, I do have a case of Aero ATVs. And so I thought, just as a fun little experiment, just as a quick little thing, I wanted to see if maybe without actually changing anything on this toy, because I don't hate it enough that I want to just tear into it, but I also don't love it enough that I want to buy a second one to have one in pristine shape. So the goal was to not change anything on here, but just add a little bit and see what we could come up with to make it into something. So yeah, I have a case of Aero ATVs from Final Faction, and I discovered that, you know, if I were to maybe bring the arms down here like this and like that, and then take a wheel off of that ATV and plug that into the existing 5mm hole that's on the side there, and put another wheel right there. Okay, so we could have a couple of wheels there, and then let me spread the legs out just a little bit, and then I made this piece, which admittedly, yeah, I could shore this up so that this hinge is a little bit less floppy. But you know, I made this piece out of cardboard, so in one night. So that's, bear with me. This is an experiment, and this just kind of plugs in right there, and then then this goes around here like this, and we're just going to connect these pieces right over top of that. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this because I kind of have to stare at this in order to make it work. So I'll just put those together like that, and then And then we do that, and yeah, and now here I'm going to put it on the other camera, and so that's what I came up with, and that is my version of Soundwave that is now like an all-terrain vehicle. You can do you could maybe widen and lower the back a little bit, and if maybe if I added a little bit to fill in the underside, but that, I mean, it's still a Cybertronian what the hell, but it's now a Cybertronian what the hell that at least you know what it's going for. And Rob and Andy O would like to know if it can make the lamppost. All right, let's find out. So I'm going to transform it first, because if you're going to do the lamppost, then you're pretty much starting from robot mode. So I'm going to pull these out, and I'm going to pull this out, and then this leg goes like that, and then this folds in there, and that goes like that, and that goes like that. And then we do the same thing on this side where we flip in this thing, and it closes back there, and then we do that. And then we have this whole thing here that's going to flip around like that, and that's going to go like that. And see, I need to add a little bit of tension to this hinge so that it holds itself up there. But you know, it's like I said, it's proof of concept. And then we so we'll do the legs there, and then we have the arms that do this stuff, and then we have the hinge, which opens up right here, and then we pull the fist out, flip the fist out. There we go. It's actually more of a hand. It's not in a clenched fist position, which is nice. Get up there. Stop being a hater. And then we pull this around, and we're going to open that little door and get the hand out. There we go. And then pull that shoulder down. And so you know, you got some back kibble, and you got some wheels on the arms, but see, it transforms. So Aero ATV. All right, I'm gonna take these things off, and see, this just disconnects right there, and we can just pull these out right here. All right, so we are attempting to create the ever sought after Soundwave lamppost mode. Are you ready? I'm going to transform the arms back the way that they were in his regular vehicle mode. So you kind of go up here. Let's go ahead and spin around the head so that it's facing backwards. I'm going to take the arms and bring them up this way. I'm going, oh wait, here. I can't, we need to make sure that the arms stay out. So I'm going to fold in the hand, and then we're going to have the little panels cover his face. And then we're going to open this little door, fold in the hand, open these panels, have it come up and cover his face. And I seem to remember that in lamppost mode, his arms kind of did a thing, but I'm not sure how well that works with this toy. So I'm going to leave them out, and then we'll see. And then you can certainly take this thing and turn it around like that. And then let's see, we can also take this little crotch panel right there and give us some needed mobility in the legs. And the legs, there's not much that you can do with the legs. You know, you can't get them to go together, and you need the feet to be able to face forward in order for him to balance. We could maybe see if we can get them to go back to back. They don't really like it. I could try like opening the little doors and see if I can. No, that doesn't help. So opening the doors does not help us do anything at all. So yeah, I think that the legs are just going to have to mostly stay robot legs. And no, well, yeah, I think that this is as close as we're gonna get right here. And you know, I mean, I would argue that it's still better than what his official transform is. Let's go ahead and put it on the other camera. And you can tell me what you think. Let me pull back on that view, and oh wait here, and we'll just give it a little bit of a tip. There we go. All right. So yeah, let's show this on the other camera, and there it is, lamppost mode, sort of. It's, you know, if the robot legs did something to be able to kind of go together and not quite be such robot legs, but they are really unmistakably robot legs. Yeah. But you know, you can. It's not, yeah, Andy O says it's not bad. So and I think that we can all agree that it's still better than what they came up with. So, yeah, Studio Series Soundwave. I like the robot mode. I think that the robot mode looks fine. But boy, I don't know what they were going for. No idea. So yeah, just do that, and maybe you'll be happy. So, all right, that is it. That is our retrospective series on Blaster, and I have to say, you know, Blaster's a great character. And he suffers a little bit from always kind of being in the shadow of Soundwave. You know, Blaster, he's cool in all the obvious ways. You know, he's got that DJ voice, and he turns into a boombox, and he's got big speakers, and he dances, and he's into music, and you know, it's almost like, you know, he's trying too hard to be cool. You know, sort of like how when Rodimus Prime came out, and it's like, look, there's a new Prime, and he's got flames on his chest. You know, he's young, and he's youthful, and arrogant. You know, he's edgy. He's trying too hard to be cool. Whereas Soundwave, with his what did they distorted his voice and you know, the kind of computerized speech and just the methodical way that he operated and everything. He just was cool. You know, he didn't need to try to be cool. He just was, and still is. And I feel like this toy makes Blaster almost as cool as Soundwave. Dare I say, even more so, because, I mean, honestly, Soundwave's alt mode was never very convincing. He was essentially a rectangle with a cassette door. Blaster actually looks like the thing that he transforms into. So, just as a toy comparison, this toy might actually be cooler. But of course, Soundwave as a character is still the coolest. I mean, you know, it's not even a fair competition. Blaster's really good, though. So, yeah, that's it. We are a small channel trying to get bigger. So if it's not too much trouble, please, 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 if you have not already, please subscribe. Click the notification bell so that you know when we're doing these live streams, which typically we do every Friday night at 8:00 p.m. Eastern United States time, and our short circuits, which I've recorded a bunch of them since building the new studio. Like, we have recorded a whole bunch, and we are releasing them throughout the week. We've been kind of doing a 3-a-week schedule. So yeah, lots of Final Faction, and I'm going to be recording some new ones about all that stuff that I got on Monday for Case of the Mondays, and so each one of those figures is going to get an individual Short Circuits video. And at some point, we have an order of Final Faction stuff. Yes, we bought another case. We bought another case of Final Faction. It hasn't shipped yet. We're waiting for it. But whenever it gets in, more videos are coming. So lots of that stuff. I've still got more stuff that I would like to do for Patreon only content as a way of saying thank you to our patrons, because we really, really do appreciate your help. You know, that it's right now that's we kind of need it. So yes, if you'd like to help the channel, then of course consider joining our Patreon. We have multiple tiers to fit your budget and lots of extra content and rewards and ways of saying thank you. Because thank you. And while I'm saying thank you to our patrons. Fetch Beer, thank you. Rob S, thank you. Matt White, thank you. Starhound, thank you. Setsune Wave, thank you. So, with all that being said, and I'm getting waves. Oh, next week. Okay, I guess the light's not working anymore. Okay. we have a little light that she turns on and off when I'm supposed to read another slide. There we go. It's working again. So next week we are taking retro to the max. Max Steel Robo Force. Oh yeah. We're going to take a look at the 80s robot toys that give the best hugs. And surprisingly, we have a bunch of those. So, RoboForce! And do we actually have a Max Steel? Oh, okay. Because, you know, I've seen all the RoboForce guys, and I didn't remember that we had a Max Steel. Does anybody actually care about Max Steel? I don't know. We'll find out next week. So, with all of that being said, a toast to Dawn. A toast to Tie Guy. A toast to Danny T. A toast to Joy. Joy to the live stream. Joy is here. A toast to Nathan, Connie, Lyric, and Cadence Fillion. A toast to Robus. A toast to Colleen. A toast to Hope. A toast to Mike. A toast to Christopher Remley. A toast to Setsune. A toast to the Machiavellic. A toast to Osaka Jack. A toast to Jessica Cheery. A toast to Andy O. A toast to Paul. A toast to Tim Kangaroo. And of course, a toast to Michael and Asher Spicer. And of course, what? Oh, Andrew O'Rillian just came. A toast to Andrew O'Rillian. Andrew, I am sorry to say that we are just doing our goodbyes and everything. We're talking about Blaster. It's cool, and we were talking about Studio Soundwave. Not so much. And so thank you for coming. And I hope that you rewind and still watch the live stream even when it's not live. So, with all of that, and Retrobot says thank you for coming. So thank you for that. So all right. So this is Clay telling you, yes you, to keep it Retrobot. All right. Yeah, we did the thing. I wish the music was still playing. It was, there was a thing going. Like it was good. And there we go. Yeah, keep it Retrobot. Yeah. See now we got the energy thing, and we're going out with music, and yeah, that's right. And what do you mean you don't like my dancing? I've been dancing all night. Oh, crap. Does anybody else not like my dancing? Well, that's embarrassing.